My name is Spiwe Zulu. I'm from Malawi, and I'm here in London. We're launching Lazarus documentary film and also celebrating Lazarus album, which has just been released last week on Thursday. So I'm in the team with Johan Hugo, who's from the very best, and he's also the producer for Lazarus music, and David Darg, who's the producer for the documentary. He's come all the way from LA, and we've got everyone come to support us. The reason, the objective for this is we're supporting Lazarus. He was born with albinism, and we're raising awareness for all the challenges that people in Africa are facing about the killings and the kidnappings in Malawi, basically where we come from. But we want to also take the message across to the world, but also in Malawi. So this is part of the premiere, because Lazarus has already been to Tribeca, where he also received an award for Disruptive Innovation Award at Tribeca Film Festival. But he just also won an award, a prize about 2 days ago at the Holy Short Film Festival in Hollywood. And so this is part of what we're trying to do, is to raise as much awareness about the challenges people with albinism face in Africa and globally.
I'm David Darg. I'm the director of Lazarus, the documentary, and I've been part of Lazarus, the project. So I've been working with Johan Hugo, the music producer, right since the beginning. Johan got in touch with me. We've been friends for a long time, and he said, I want you to look at this little video, and he sent me a clip of Lazarus busting on the streets, and it was like a cell phone video that someone had gotten. And Johan said, I want to record an album with this guy because his music's so amazing. And I saw the clip and I was like, yeah, this guy's like punk rock sort of Malawi street musician. And Johan said we should make a film about this guy's story, because we were both very familiar with what was happening with persons with albinism because we work in Africa a lot. I lived in Africa for 4 years. Johan's been working in Africa for a long time. And we know what had been happening with the persecution, and I had wanted to tell that story because a lot of my work is around social issues, in Africa in particular. And this seemed like an amazing way to talk about what was happening to persons with albinism through the eyes of this incredible musician. So we organized a trip down there. Johan and I went together, we met Lazarus and started the project. And the project was to make a film about making him famous, because the whole goal of the project was to make Lazarus a superstar in Malawi and hopefully all over the world, because that's what persons with albinism need more than ever, is an opportunity to look up to other persons with albinism and see that they're normal, they can be famous, they can have a voice, have a platform, and really inspire other persons with albinism. So the project was to make him a superstar. And when you watch the film, that's really what the film's about. It's the behind the scenes of Lazarus going from a street musician, literally busking on the streets of Malawi as a beggar, to now being in London as a superstar. He's performing in front of hundreds of people tonight. He's been in New York, he's been speaking at the UN, he performed in front of thousands of people in New York. And so he's gone from very humble beginnings, and he's come a long way, not just physically to be here tonight all the way from Malawi, but he's survived kidnap and abduction attempts, and he's grown up as a person with albinism on the streets of Malawi, where he's literally been hunted. There's a human poaching crisis still ongoing here in 2019. Very few people know this is happening, and then that's one of the other motivations of the film, was to just be able to talk about how in 2019 there's lots of films about poaching elephants and rhinos, and those things are very important. But there's a human poaching crisis that very few people were talking about. And so the film Lazarus is the story of about the human poaching crisis that's happening today and what is being done to try and end that. And so we're excited that the film's been doing well on the festival circuit. It's been winning awards, and we hope it gets big distribution. And tonight, to be here in London to share with a big crowd is very exciting for us.
Hello, my name's Ron Nkomba. I'm a Malawian musician. I grew up listening to traditional Malawian folk music, so Alan Namoko, Chimvu River Jazz Band, and what I love about Lazarus's music is that he's keeping that tradition of banjo music alive. And of course, not only is he doing that, but he's he's telling a really important message about what is happening to people with albinism in Malawi at the moment. So for me, it's like a double blessing, because not only is he spreading awareness of the horrible things that have been happening in Malawi, but he's also, his music is from the root. It is vernacular. It is what you hear on the streets of Lilongwe. It's beautiful and so soulful. So yeah, I'm really happy that this is happening.
Lazarus' album is out now. Go put it in your playlist. Put it in the playlist that you keep on repeat at night. Thank you so much. I think some people from Spotify are here. They were the first ones to put a Malawian artist in the New Music Friday playlist, which in the music world is a big deal. And thank you so much to Extinction Rebellion for the work that they're doing and for working with us on the last Lazarus video and moving forward together with Lazarus. I think Laz really connected with their cause because he's fighting for the survival of his people, and he's realized that all the droughts and flooding in Malawi, this is destroying all the crops and making life really, really hard, especially for poor people, is because of global warming.
My name is Johan Hugo. I'm a music producer, and I was shown this little mini documentary that a friend of ours did about Lazarus. And she'd walk past him in the streets of Malawi while he was busking, and she showed her little video to Spiwe, another good friend of mine, who eventually showed it to me. So this is like a few years in the running. And when I saw Lazarus playing in the street, telling his story, I was really touched. And also I knew, because I have a band together with Esa Mamoya from Malawi, I knew what the people with albinism are facing in Malawi. The killings, discriminations, mutilations and kidnappings. And it was a subject that we've been wanting to do something about for a very long time. We went out to Malawi, we recorded an album. I pulled together a documentary team, David Darg and Producer, both Oscar nominated. And we made a film and we made an album with Lazarus. And that's how this story started from our end a year ago. He had very big meetings with the UN, with the Deputy Secretary General and Human Rights Watch, who all committed big resources to tackling this problem, not only in Malawi, but generally in Africa. So that was really successful, and this is the London premiere, or the UK premiere, the European premiere of the film. Lazarus is here to play a show, and I mean, it's been amazing. The people that showed up for this is everybody from the Gates Foundation to UK people with albinism that face their own stigma and their own struggles growing up through bullying or discrimination. And it's been amazing to see the kind of support that Lazarus has been gaining over the last year, and because people are really touched by his story. And it's a very real story. The UN says that the killings of people with albinism in Malawi is classified as a genocide because there's such a high rate. This year it was stepped up a lot more killings, a lot more kidnappings were seen because there's elections. And albinism, people with albinism, their body parts are used for witchcraft and they're believed to win elections and make people rich. So there's a very clear correlation between elections and kidnapping, and we saw that this year. At the same time as that, we've seen since Lazarus became basically a superstar in Malawi in the last 6 months, we've seen for the first time ever the Malawi government tweeting, putting things on Facebook, articles about Lazarus, so they're really starting to pick up and you know, they can't deny this problem anymore. And that's what we try to do. We're trying to raise as much awareness as possible and make Lazarus as big a star as possible, to the point where people just can't deny him anymore and deny his cause. And people will just have to engage with it and start paying attention and start taking it as a really, really real problem, which it is. And this is all because of Lazarus, this amazing street musician who wrote these insane songs, and we were just a small part, happy to be a small part as a vehicle to help him progress his career as an activist and as a musician.
Say yeah, yeah.
Let me